Hey guys, what's up? I am back with another recap and review for Dun 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 Dun. It is back, it is back, it is back. I'm really excited and I hope this season brings some new storylines and it's not just all about Mel and Martell and Mel and Martell and trying to co-parent and this one being mad at that one for no. We gonna keep that in season 3. But anyway, without further ado, like I just said, my name is Janice or Barb, just not Janice or Barbara, okay? And we are back with a new season for Love and Marriage Huntsville. And this episode was entitled Mar So Messy. Let's get right into it, guys. So, the episode begins with Tisha and Marceau, which, okay, I was like, so far so good. We're not starting off with Mel and Martell because, I mean, it's not even a secret at this point. We all know who like the main couple has been throughout these seasons. It's always mostly circulated around Mel and Martell. And in recent seasons, it's been about the disillusion of their marriage. So that was pretty interesting. And for the most part, everybody was captured in this first episode, minus Tiffany. Lewis popped up, but Tiffany wasn't in there. Everybody else was there. Everybody looked good. I'll give everybody that. Everybody looked good. And so, yeah, we begin with Marceau and Tisha. They're having a little date night, I guess. And we quickly find out that Mr. Marceau, Scott, went to Africa all by himself. Actually, let me just say all by himself loosely, because based on, you know, how he's come off historically, let me say he did not take his wife or the kids or his family. He did not go with Letitia. You guys can fill in the blanks from there. And basically, he says that that was just something he needed to do. And at the same time, we know that Tisha wasn't happy with that. And even though she's trying to act like she was understanding of what he needed to do, the self-fulfilling prophecy he needed to do, she quickly shows her slip when she says, you know, that's always somewhere I wanted to go, or something along the lines of that, or, you know, I would have liked to go, or something like that. And I'm like, exactly. So we know deep down inside, she really wasn't in full support of him doing that. And truthfully, that says a lot and continues to substantiate all of the talk that has been circulating around social media and whatnot over the last couple years. You know, I'm sure if you were watching this video, it's because you've seen the show before and you know what they've been saying about Marceau out in the streets. We all know. So with that being said, what was you really doing out there, Marceau? What were you really doing? But whatever. What's done in the dark shall always come to the light, right? So I'm gonna just leave that right there. If Tisha is accepting of that and is cool with that, then fine. Would that maybe be something that is okay in my marriage? Probably not. Like, I'm not saying you cannot take solo or you can't do things by yourself in your marriage and have your alone time. I value my alone time. My husband values his alone time. Like, you still need to be your own people. But, when you have those type of rumors circulating around and just how you come off, it just does not translate well, but okay. So from there, we quickly realized that he came back with this new outlook on life where he values time more than finances, meaning he actually might, you know, start participating in the household more and actually taking time to do stuff with the kids and to help Tisha out maybe. Yes, we want to hear that. But in order to do that, he says that he's going to want to hire a personal assistant. Fine. I mean, I think that's okay for the most part. Tisha, on the other hand, decided to say that if it's going to be a woman, then she needs to approve of the woman. And I'm just like, God damn, Tisha. Like, I get it, but like every chance she gets, it's like, on one hand, I'm so secure. I don't believe the rumors. I don't read the comments. I'm good. We're good. You don't know what happens in our household on the daily. And on the other hand, it's like every scenario that comes up that can be used as like a test to actually put what you've been preaching to the test, you feel the need to just put the clamps down every single time. I'm not understanding. So if you trust him so much, you guys are so good and so secure, then why is it an issue every single time something comes up with involving the opposite sex or whatever? Like, it's just not making sense. So my thing is, you just need to be upfront. Like, if you are not secure, then say that. But if you are secure, then say that and actually show that to us. Because the actions and your words are not matching up, sis. They're not. So you got to do better. And then, of course, Marcel takes that and starts talking in circles because Tisha wanted to bring up Miss Coleslaw. And honestly, the things that she was saying, she might have been making some valid points, but we couldn't even hear what she was saying because Marcel was so adamant on hushing her up. And honestly, and I saw it in someone else's review, I can't remember whose it was, but something was brought up along the lines that Marcel was possibly trying to quiet Tisha because he didn't want her to say something that was going to ruffle Miss Coleslaw's feathers. And then he really would have his stuff busted out. That's what I think. And that's what I agree with. That is a very great point. I think that he didn't want her to say anything that was going to get old girl started, and then his spot would really be blown up, and we would finally have the receipts and the evidence that we've been looking around for. Mr. Marceau, I don't be doing nothing. Scott, okay, whatever. Fast forward, we get Martell and Lewis, and I'm gonna just say this right now, on the record, I don't give a, because this is coming from me, married woman. Martell look good, okay? Martell look good in all his toxicness. I'm gonna just say that. He looked good. I believe he really has been hitting out of that gym. I believe it. Every time he comes across my timeline, yeah, he do be in the gym. So at least he got one thing going for him. Hopefully he found some bigger clothes in that process. I doubt it, but I will give him that. He goes over to the gym with Lewis, and they're doing a little 1-2. And of course, before we can get into anything for real, he lets us know how it's been difficult, you know, trying to co-parent, and basically the whole woe is me thing again. I don't know. I'm not in their co-parent relationship. I don't know. I can't believe one more than the other or whatever unless we have the evidence, right? But every single time he gets a chance to get on that mic, he goes forward with saying something Mel has done to him to you know, not let him talk or see the kids or something. Like, it's always something she did, and this is the hand I'm dealt because she did this, and There's always something. There's always something. And I'm just like, okay. Oh, okay. Whatever. If that's your claim to fame this season, then whatever. I guess we got it right there, right? But they don't really give too much, except for the fact that Lewis, I'll give it to him. Lewis brought up a good point when he said, you know, Marceau tried to call me out saying that I broke bro code when I was apparently, pillow talking with my wife. Okay, got it, good, cool. But on the same hand, it's like, didn't you break bro code when you posted that picture from 2015? The infamous picture. I'm gonna leave it at that. I can't be mad at Lewis, and I'm not mad at Lewis. Like, honestly, last season for me, it was mostly like Tiffany was pissing me off more than Lewis, honestly. And he just was collateral damage, honestly. He was attached to, a sinking ship, I feel like, a lot of times with that. So sorry, you got a bit of the blow too. But he also brought up or actually something else I thought was funny, which I don't know if you guys peeped last reunion, but I find it funny that I saw the seeds that Martell was planting. He knew this upcoming season, he probably was going to maybe be on the outs with people or whatever. So he was trying to make new allies. Beginning last reunion, he kept, every time they're coming at Lewis and Tiffany, he kept like saying a little stuff. And I was like, he's trying to get buddied up with them so that next season they can all join forces. And I saw it. Please let me know in the comments if you peeped that too. And this only further solidified my thought, because look, day in the gym, talking about all this stuff, and Lewis was all like, yeah, they were gunning for me last reunion and this and that, and I didn't really understand. And Martell's over there co-signing it all, and I'm just like, yep, I knew it. And anyway, that's pretty much it for that scene. Fast forward, we get Kimmy and Maurice. Kimmy got a new dog named Zeus, and I thought that was so cute. I think, was Monster there too? Yeah, I think he went inside though. I think that's so cool, but of course, we couldn't even really, relish in the bliss of that whole thing, because before we know it, she was asking him, okay, so did you sleep with the linebacker? She just put it right out there, because early on, they've always had this mutual understanding that if one, is going to if she's going to ask him something directly, he always promised that he would tell her the truth straight up, no questions asked, no ifs and buts. And I'm like, that's good, that you guys have that type of understanding. I just pray that he holds up his end of the bargain and is really telling the truth, because yes, it did look sketchy. And granted, his whole thing is like he just didn't want to get mixed up in it or make it seem like something that it wasn't. And it's like, okay, that's cool and all, but like you actually made yourself look way worse when you could have just been like, yeah, I was there, but it wasn't like I was like, yeah, coleslaw Martell, like, yeah, you guys look good together, like, you couple of the year. Like, I don't think that if that's what he wanted to say, like, or if that's where he was coming from, he should have just been like, yeah, I've observed them together in person. However, at no point in time was I in support of it. I was simply there minding my own motherfucking business. That's what I would have said. And then from there, at least you couldn't be caught up in a lie, because now you're caught up in a lie, and then it makes everyone wonder, like, okay, well, if you lied about that simple thing, then is there some truth to the other accusations? Did you really put a line back? Like, and just like Kimmy said, she pretty much said, because he kind of got caught up in semantics for a second, and it was like, like linebacker, like, it don't matter, linebacker, not linebacker, whatever. Were you with someone else during that time? Is whatever it is. It don't matter how they look, but at the same time, you know, Kimmy accepts that, but I just, her whole thing was he needs to talk to Marceau, because he's now not only like, are you causing issues in your own marriage, which probably wasn't a big thing for him, because, you know, Tisha's just gonna follow behind him probably and just be, you know, the dutiful wife that she always is to him, versus actually holding him accountable for his actions. So cool, fine, we don't care about damaging and hurting your own wife and your own household, that's fine, but don't put things out there in the public that can potentially have negative impacts on us or cause some issues with us and everybody else. Like, so you need to talk to your brother about that, because not only is he causing issues over here, I'm sure more than likely he's caused some issues over there, but Tisha's too, you know, sheepish to ever like try to really go toe to toe with him and hold him accountable for that, and really like let it be known that she feels some type of way, because she always wants to put on that mask and like that I'm so strong, we're so resilient mask, when in all actuality she was probably up there reading out of all those comments damn near in tears. But whatever. And he continues to try to like shift the focus too, and at one point was even like, well, you know, yeah, that's why you should be there for your, you know, your sister T. And I'm like, no, like that is not Kimmy's job. Like, everyone always wants them to be so close and so this and so that, and I'm just like, thank God, like, I love my sisters-in-laws. Thank God, like, we don't have any, like, relationships like that or anything like that. But that would even piss me off. And we're not even in a bad place if someone continued to be like, oh, well, and kept just throwing that out there and throwing that out there and throwing out, like, that's not her sole job or whatever. If anybody should be looking out for her feelings above anything else, it should be her damn husband. But you guys don't want to hear that, right? Okay, I'm gonna leave it at that. I think that was it for that scene. And that's the difference between the dynamics of both of those relationships, Kimmy and Maurice, and Marceau and Tisha. Maurice sometimes will try to do that whole verbal, what do you call it, verbal judo, or talking in circles or whatever, or deflection, whatever you want to call it. He'll try that. But Kimmy is she knows how to articulate herself. She has great like listening skills and stuff, and reasoning skills. So she's gonna knock all that away and continue on and get the information that she wants to get out of that. What she does with that information at this point, though, that's a different story. We'll see. Versus Tisha and Marceau over here, he can just talk her in circles. Even in that first scene that I mentioned before, opening scene with them out on date night, he started talking about acting like a dog. If someone calls you a dog, they gonna expect you to bark or whatever. And she's like, well, a dog. Like, she gets caught up in her every single time. She falls for it every single time. And it's just like, Jesus Lord, damn. Okay. Moving on. So next we get Destiny. I'm not even gonna try. I'm just leaving it at that. She's in the booth, and yeah, I don't know. Like, every time I hear somebody in the booth these days on these shows, it just makes me feel it gives me so much motivation, because I know for a fact if she can do it, so can I, right? Decode that. So Tisha shows up, and because if you guys don't know by now, they're besties, right? They're working on no. They're working on their friendship. Yeah, this newfound friendship that is built on a foundation of, we don't mess with Mel right now. I'm gonna just say that that's how I feel, and I'm sticking by how I feel. Destiny did give us a little bit of vulnerability in this moment, in this scene, and I kind of was like, appreciated it, but at the same time, it still wasn't adding up for me. And it almost seemed a little displaced. It almost seemed a little forced. I don't know. You guys let me know if you agree. But I'm like, maybe this past during break from filming, she finally realized that people are going to keep asking her, you know, hey, you're on a reality show. We would like to see a little bit of your reality, ma'am. And maybe she actually took that and is applying that now. So I guess maybe this was her attempt at it. So again, like I said, I mean, I appreciate it, but at the same time, it's like, are you just saying that on purpose? / what do you really mean by you needed to go on assistance after you divorced? Remember, you know, the divorce that your ex-husband, he filed for divorce 3 weeks after the baby, and then you guys tried again, but something's not adding up with that. And I need to go back to like when she first came on the scene. Like, so what was her occupation then? Or like what? I don't know. Never in anybody's pockets, but like, okay, did you just like go on like Wix or something where like you were using the resources that were available to you? Or like, was it like no shit, like you were like really on public assistance to the point that like, because you couldn't legit pay your bills? That's kind of where she was coming from with it. But I still was kind of like not sure. Like, I'm like, how did you get to being in that bad of a situation? Yeah, it never really seemed like you guys ever really blended. How you didn't really even ever, did they ever move in together? Because I know that, you know, there was so many different things that she was trying to hold on to that he wasn't on board with, you know, the last name. They were trying to, you know, cohabitate. So I'm just like, I don't know. Anyway, so before we ended with them, it was also brought up that they were in LA. Was it after the reunion? I guess, maybe. They were in LA. Tisha was in her room, and basically Mel's room was next door, and she overheard them speaking of her. And since then, they don't talk now or whatever. They're not in each other's lives like that anymore now, because Mel felt as though she was talking to her enemy. And I'm like, well, honestly, if I'm not cool, like, and I've been in this situation. Actually, technically, I'm currently in this situation, to be honest, where I have a friend who's friends with someone who I'm no longer friends with, or, you know, had issues with or whatever. And I like to think, yeah, that I trust that they don't really be discussing me like that, nor do I put my friend in a situation to where she feels awkward, or, you know, we're just sitting there talking negatively about this person that I used to be friends with. Like, it's logical to me. But on the other hand, it's like, I will give Destiny credit for, you know, she said she still has supported her, Mel and her like skincare launch, and, you know, she's still gonna like support from a distance or whatever. We'll see how long that lasts, but I can't really be mad. And of course, Tisha's like taking it back, like her enemy, like, oh. Like, moving on. Mel and Kimmy go out to make charcuterie bars, and it was cute. I'll give that. And Kimmy tells her about getting the dog and all of that. Mel looks really good. But they bring up the infamous photo, and Kimmy says that, you know, she believes Maurice, but of course, Mel, her whole thing is 2022, listen to your intuition. If you want to believe him, that's fine. Believe him. But you see what happened when I believed my husband. Birds of a feather much? I don't know. But again, you know, I do like how Mel never tries to like rally up everybody on her team or anything, or tries to be like over, like, and I'm not like a Mel stan or anything like that, but I do like how she kind of just lets people do what they wish, because I guess as we've seen in the previous seasons and stuff, anytime she's ever really tried to like take a ride down there to the club one night or to the bar one night, and you'll see, like, anytime she's ever tried to even a little bit interject or like say her piece about something that she may know, like everyone meaning mainly Tisha, like always was like, oh, you're ruining my marriage, trying to ruin my marriage, and I don't get it. And Kimmy's whole thing is like, basically, I think she would be less likely to feel the need to like make a decision as far as like ending the marriage or anything like that had it happen before they got married. My whole thing is, okay, I get that, like, marriage is a different level of commitment, or, you know, people see it as, you know, you're single until you're married or whatever. I think there's still a significant level of commitment that needs to be there before, that needs to be upheld prior to walking down the aisle. So it's like, I get where you're coming from, but at the same time, it's kind of like, you guys purchased a house though. You guys were on the road to that. So it's like, I would still feel some type of way, and I would still feel some type of way. Like, we were still in a committed relationship. Like, no, like that would still not be okay. So I can't tell her what to do, but at the same time, or more so, maybe it's one of those things I've always been told, like, if you like are gonna go, you know, after something or whatever, or try to reveal the truth behind like something like that or whatever, you better be prepared to deal with that and know what decision you're gonna make. And maybe it's best for her to just kind of take it and be like, well, that was before marriage, or, you know, just kind of say that because she doesn't want to get divorced or whatnot based off of that, because they're cool, like they're in a good place now or whatever, which is fine. Like, it's fine if fine by you, it's fine by me. Like, we're not in it. But when you word it like that, it kind of just is like, it's okay to still be bothered by it and it be like a big deal, because she says, you know, cheating is a deal breaker pretty much for her, more so I guess now that they're married. But I'm like, I don't know, I would have been pissed either way. But anyway, Mel also shares that she's having a adult summer party. She wants everyone to wear black pajamas. Kimmy's invited, but yeah, Tisha and Destiny aren't invited, so don't go around telling them that. And this is because, as I said prior, like, about the whole them talking in the hotel room or whatever, Kimmy wasn't privy to this. She didn't know about this whole thing. And I was just like, well, I mean, you guys aren't in a good space right now, so of course you're not going to want them there. But again, it's kind of confusing, because one minute Tisha be acting like she don't know about stuff, but then in the other moment, Mel's over here saying like, no, but like, you say you don't read the comments, but every chance you get, when something comes up, when certain topics come up, you say things that only you would know if you read the comments. So I don't know, man. I don't know what be going on in Tisha's mind. I really don't. But that's pretty much it for that scene. And the final scene, we get Micah, Marceau, and Maurice's other brother. Not the one that used to be friends with Mel's mom. This is another brother. They went over to his house to have some dinner, and this is when the whole photo thing is brought up, and how Kimmy said, you know, you need to talk to your brother. So this is where that went down. And Marceau, like, he just still doesn't see the issue. His whole thing, I guess, was like, he was trying to show that Maurice is being complicit. And I'm like, okay, that's fine and all, but you do realize that actually, it's not fine. It wasn't funny. Just because you think it's a joke to make your wife mad sometimes, like, yeah, no, it's not. Like, if my husband said 5% of the stuff that Marceau said and did, yeah, we would not be married. Like, we would not be. If he had that same outlook on stuff as Marceau, we wouldn't be married. But again, whatever. That's Tisha. She's fine with it. then you like it, I love it. But, and then it just was weird. And he doesn't understand, I guess, how it could affect other people. And, you know, it's always, oh, everyone hates Marceau train. And I'm just like, it's not even that everyone hates Marceau train. It's just you be acting, you be on some other But Kim was just like, what were you thinking, man? Like, come on. Like, this is just stupid. And Marceau, I guess, because he says he's immune to the bullshit, I guess he just assumes that everyone else is or whatever. But it's like, no, not only did you cause a ruckus over here, but Tisha feels some type of way too. And she was like, well, yeah, you know, I do get caught up in crosshairs every time. But in that same breath, she's also like, no, it didn't really affect me, or I didn't really feel a type of way about it. Like, yes, you did. Yes, you did. Like, stop with the whole front. Like, we know you did. It's fine if it did. I just don't get it, man. I don't get it. Their relationship is weird AF to me. His brother and his brother's wife, they didn't really say anything. They were just kind of there. But I don't know, yeah. Overall, I think this episode was good. I'm excited to see the rest of the season. Let me know you guys' thoughts. Let me know what you guys think about everything that I said in this recap and review. I'd love to hear it. And don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.